Well, today we're going to talk about the smartboard and how to use smartboard 10 tips with a little bit of tricks. These are things just to modify your lessons that can help you get along. And what I'm going to start with is basically the first one is how do you utilize your gallery. One of the biggest problems is finding the right picture when you have your class in front of you. And whenever you get all those pictures and you get a whole bunch of pictures, you don't want to have to search through them. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to simply look at the picture you desire and save it into your content folder, which is on the top. So if you hit the folder on the side, let's say you're looking for, I don't know, people. What you would basically do is it would search it for you. You'd find a picture, right here we have Abraham Lincoln. You'd click on him and you would drag him up and put it into My Content. So whenever you have the My Content and you go to your pictures, there's Abraham Lincoln, and it's a lot easier to pick it up, especially if you have the class in front of you. This also allows you to find any pics you want to use a lot faster. It would modify a lot of lessons. The Magic Pen. The Magic Pen is a very great tool. A lot of people don't utilize it as much as they should. Basically, you're writing what we call invisible ink. You would write it, it wouldn't last for a long time. You could circle, it would spotlight something, and you could square. So basically, as an example, if we were doing like the human heart for science, and you wanted to say, look at this, this is where the blood goes in, and this is where it comes out. If you give it a few minutes, actually not even a few minutes, a few seconds, it disappears, and that way you don't have to waste time erasing everything, and it goes away over time. It should do it. Oh, no, because I didn't use Magic Pen. Gotta click on Magic Pen on top, and then you would use what you're gonna do, and it will disappear over time. Again, there we go. So you don't have to erase or anything. When I said circle, it would put a spotlight. Let's say we want to circle the aorta part. You put a circle right there. It shades everything off, and it shows the aorta. That way you can use, and you can highlight sections that you want to use. You can expand this. You can move it around. And then, so if you want to go from here, and you want to go to here, it's a great way to take away from the whole focus and focus on one particular section. And the last one is the square. Let's say we want to look at this section over here. Again, it's a large picture. There's a lot of information there. You do have to teach the heart, but you want to focus on this section. You put a square, and it's not working. Away, you put a square. Any day now. Yeah, I took off Magic Pen, that's what happened. You go to Magic Pen, it enlarges it, and it gives you that little section right there, which allows you again to focus on a section. This is great for math and social studies and even science. You can just go into any topic, broaden it, focus on that section right there. Text-to-speech. This is useful when you're doing vocabulary. It's simply writing on the board. This is also helpful for note-taking. For example, if you want to, well, first of all, you pull up the board and you go to settings and you hit speech. On the speech part, okay, and then write. So if I wanted to write something, I would write hello, give it time, it'll generate it, and it says hello, and then it actually writes it for you. That would be what you said he do, because it needs calibration, but it's a great tool to use, especially if you want to do vocabulary or you want to write something down as you're talking, And it's great for note-taking. That way the students can basically get a really good idea of what's going on with the time. Would you like to try it, or would you like to try the, you're comfortable with it?
Yes.
All right, great. This is also a link in case you ever wanted to take a look at it. YouTube is an excellent resource, especially for the smartboard. Grouping and locking items, but still allowing them to move. There's just a short little video on that. As soon as he loads up. Oh, I also have a section over here.
I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for morning check-in and why you should group and block but allow move with your objects. Now, if you have a morning check-in and you might have names with a picture attached, like I do right here, I have a star with a name, and I want the students to be able to drag the star with their name attached. So what I can do is I can select both objects and then click this drop-down menu.
And it would stop.
Today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for a morning.
All right, well, as with everything.
Morning check-in and why you should group and block but allow move with your objects. Now, and go to group so I can group the objects. Then I don't want kids to be able to make their star bigger or make it really small. So once I have it grouped, I can click again on that drop-down menu and click. Now, if you have a morning check-in and you might have names and a picture attached, and go like I do right here, I have the star with a name, and I want the students to be able to make their star bigger or make it really small. So once I have it grouped, I can click again on that drop-down menu and click lock. But instead of just having it locked in place, because if I do, they can't move their star, I click lock but allow move. So then the star is locked and it can be moved to hot or cold lunch, but they can't change the size. So those are just a few helpful tips and tricks.
All right. And that's really especially good for when you're using something such as a morning meeting, as she said. If you want to do tallying, if you want to do anything to the sort of, where you're putting groups together, it's really good when you're going to have children decipher where social studies, they can decipher where they're putting things. You can even have different math answers and have them who thinks it's right. What are ways that I can see these tips and help you in the classroom? You have to differentiate your learning, especially with the Common Core, and they're asking us to differentiate the learning, teach towards different learning styles. Basically, this is going to broaden your horizon. The problem is a lot of teachers use this as a glorified blackboard. It's not a video board just to show movies on. This is an interactive board, and the students should be able to interact with it constantly. Especially, my favorite would be the Magic Pen, where it really gives you that whole concept of taking something, and you don't even need the pen. You can always just click on it and just use your finger, and it would work with it. And then you can move it around, exit out. And it's such a great tool to use. It's just something that really gives you an opportunity to take this up to a whole new level. Any questions?
Oh, no, this is really helpful. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.